240 on Broadway is a perfect place for breakfast, lunch, or dinner called Rosetta's Kitchen. Rosetta's has an inventive selection of vegetarian and vegan soups, salads, sandwiches, and other entrees, but they also have a huge a la carte menu, which is great if you want to mix and match and get exactly what you want. Let's talk about your philosophy on food.
I believe that food is the very root of what nourishes us. Besides the chemical components that nourish us, there's also energetic components, and it was one of the things that I saw that was the most devoid working in restaurants for lots of years. Underpaid, unhappy people, not liking their jobs, serving unhealthy food that came from giant factory farms, grown on nutrient-devoid soil with chemicals, shipped using tons of petro products across the nation, sometimes across the world, and then served at ridiculously high prices to people who didn't need to be eating that. Anyway, so I took the private party out of my kitchen and quit letting all my friends come over and eat for free every day, and opened up my own kitchen downtown.
I see a lot of comfort food on the menu. Is that something that you were raised with?
I was raised in the South, here in Western North Carolina, and so comfort food was the staples of my childhood. Cornbread, beans, greens, mashed potatoes, gravy. And I was also raised in a vegetarian household, so it had that slant. The nutritional yeast gravy is what really makes that dish.
It's just so
Otherwise,
creamy.
it's potatoes, but
It's so creamy and it's just potato goodness.
If we switch over into health mode for a moment, we know that nutritional yeast gravy is very good for vegetarians because it's high in B vitamins.
Okay.
So
I'm going to try the kale too, but I'm going to try it with the potatoes and the gravy.
Kale is high in calcium.
Yeah, they always
Doesn't it make it taste better if you think about all the things that are the reasons stated? You don't need to.
It's delicious. It tastes so fresh.
I think this is the thing that's made us famous. We've closed for a few days to do renovations and painting in the restaurant before. I'll start to get emails and phone calls of people begging for the recipe.
I can see why you're famous for that.
The peanut butter really brings it home as a comfort food, doesn't it?
It really does. It's fabulous. I'm speechless. That is so good. I love tofu anyway, but I love the consistency too. It's just really yummy. I love that you've got, potatoes and gravy and things like that on the menu. Because sometimes, and even the nachos, because sometimes as a vegetarian or a vegan, you just want something comfortable.
He's going to start by heating up the chips to get them nice and hot and toasty.
Okay.
Because this cheese sauce is already melted. We don't need to melt it as you would a real dairy cheese. And then when that's done, he'll top them all up for you. They're a house special. They're a big favorite in Asheville.
Talk about comfort food. It's creamy, the chips are nice and crispy.
You don't feel like you're missing anything.
Not at all.
No.
It's just a nice creamy and crunchy and it's great.
And messy as real nachos.
Yeah, but that's part of the deal. It's got to be messy. If you can have vegan queso on your nachos, it makes you feel like this is something that I grew up with and this is something that I can have even though I've made this food choice.
Yeah.
I love that about that. Let's talk about the ecosystem of Rosetta's Kitchen.
We're very conscientious about not only where everything comes from that's coming into the restaurant, but also where it's going back out. We are used fryer grease. We have a fryer. Even though we're a health food restaurant, we do make French fries. And so that used grease gets donated and picked up by a local company called Blue Ridge Biofuels that converts it into biodiesel. We compost our waste, all of our kitchen scraps and all of the food kitchen scraps and even the food that comes back in the bus tubs goes into 5-gallon buckets and gets carried back out in our biodiesel vehicles to our property outside of town, and we compost it. We estimate we take out about 125 gallons a week. Another thing that we do that is also relatively new is we have compostable and biodegradable takeout packaging. my partner actually became a distributor a few months ago because it was so hard to get the products. And now we have spudware, which is potato starch, disposable forks, spoons, and knives. We use, our takeout boxes are made out of recycled sugarcane fibers. So those kinds of things really help.
Why doesn't everyone do that? Why can't every restaurant do these programs?
Every restaurant could do these programs. As soon as everyone wakes up and realizes how important it really is. We're actually helping get other restaurants in Asheville started.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
fantastic.
think we've picked up about 12 restaurants in the last 6 months. So there's one other dish that I thought you really had to try.
Yeah?
Now this one's the messy finger food. This one, I don't know how much I can boost the health attributes of something that's fried, but it is the tempeh wings. It has a tempeh base, and that's non-GMO and organic tempeh. But then we toss it in a beer batter, a vegan beer, breadcrumbs. We created a vegan ranch dressing with much experimentation. So,
I'm in love already and I haven't tried it. Vegan ranch? Come
Vegan
on,
ranch.
that's so great.
Exactly.
They look really substantial. I mean, you could order this and
That's
have that in a meal
it's
in
really a
itself.
whole meal. I mean, it's very protein laden, solid food. Told ya. So I generally
Awesome.
preach health food, but when it comes to the tempeh wings, sometimes we just
Ooh,
need
spicy.
some fried munchie. Yeah.
I love the combination of the spicy, soft inside, crispy on the outside, and then the creaminess of the sauce.
Well, I didn't invent that. That's the chicken wing. But what we did
Yeah,
invent was
but this is pretty special.
right.
If you're looking for fresh, down-home cooking, Rosetta's Kitchen really delivers. What could be better than a plate piled high with your favorite comfort foods? Plus, they're open till 3 a.m., so if you need a plate of nachos or a piece of vegan chocolate cake after a night on the town, this is the place. My name is Yvonne Smith, and I am the Traveling Vegetarian.